Okay folks, Sheehan here. Welcome to our basics lesson for you to work on all of our punches and elbow strikes and back fists, different types of blocks, all our kicks. I'm going to go through the entire syllabus in its entirety, looking at the stances that you can use as well and adapt. You can also practice any of these in all of the stances that we do in order to build on your knowledge of the other stances, but we're going to look primarily from our formal fighting stance to begin with. Okay, so like with anything with our punches, you want to try and link it to movement, but if you haven't got enough space at home, don't worry, I'll show you the adaptation for doing it in hike adapting or ready styles. So you all know that when we're going through our basics, we're in this Junzuki, that's that front leg bent, back leg straight, feet shoulder width apart. Now one way that I like to work on stomach level punches is concentrating on reverse punches. Okay, so from our position in here, making sure that we hold that Junzuki dash. When we're doing our punch, making sure we come down, get low, really bend that back leg, and then pull up again. Okay, get low and pull back. Alright, again, concentrating on bringing your hand from chamber, out in a straight line, rotation at the end, and pull back. Okay, so you do those on both sides. I like to try, when I'm practicing, is do maybe anywhere between 20 and 50 punches on each side, just to make sure that I'm getting the movement right. If I'm not happy with any techniques, go back to the beginning, start it all over again. So we change legs, we get that front leg bent, back leg straight, feet shoulder width apart, a good Junzuki dash here, and again, when we punch, dropping that back leg, pulling the hand back into chamber. You'll notice then that my stance has changed from the beginning, there, pull back, and working hard to make sure that punch comes in a straight line. When you want to adapt it, you can go in hike adaptation, which is feet shoulder width apart, feet pointed in slightly. So I'm going to come up closer to the camera, you won't be able to see my feet, but the more important thing is you're going to be able to see the technique. So starting with my left hand out, this will be mirror image for you, I'm certain, but from here you can really guide that punch into the right area. Again, making sure that it comes out in a straight line, pulls back into chamber. I would do 10 slow, 4, 5, again making sure that we get that rotation at the end, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, that rotation's happening at the end and we're punching in line with our solar plex, or for some of you that want to punch a little bit lower, that's absolutely fine, but as long as it's staying in the centre line. I don't want to see punches and knowing that you're punching in line with your shoulders, because that's wrong. Okay, then try medium pace, where you're putting a little bit of snap on, not too much, but making sure we're getting that rotation in the end, and the other hand is coming into chamber. Again, 10 of those, lost count, I don't know how many I've done, okay, but we do the medium pace, and then try full focus, where you're putting everything into every punch. And again, go through the process of 10. Then you want to look at head level punches, doing exactly the same principle. Start with one hand out, the other hand in chamber. Bring it up slowly and get that rotation at the end. And you want to be aiming for your punch to be in line with your mouth and nose. Okay? Again, it might look different because of the way the camera is viewing, but this is definitely in line with my nose. Okay? And again, slowly through, straight line, rotation. Okay? Again, go through 10 slow, 10 medium, 10 full focus. If you want to put that into its format, its stance, okay, again, it's the same principle. We don't drop as low, we get our punch coming up at head level. Again, aiming for the mouth and nose, slowed down version. We don't drop our knee as low because we don't need to, it's coming up at head level. If we dropped our knee too low, that would be a lot of stress around your hips and your ankles and your knees. Totally unnecessary. You want to just be making sure that you get that hand out into the right place. And it's about the time. The reason we've got our hip movement and we're dropping that knee slightly is to engage the power that you can put into your punches with your body. Okay? It's much more powerful to put body weight behind the technique rather than it's just to throw your arm. Okay? And again, Hold that stance. You can start from Junzuki Dachi just to give you a basis, okay, and a slight knee twist. Again, making sure every time hand pulls into chamber. Okay. Now there's our two basic punches. All right. Start level punch and head level punch. There's variants depending on how you're using them. With front hand, okay, with hand jabs going to the front. But we'll look at that when we do our kumite class. Okay. Now I want to have a little focus on blocks, okay? Again, you can do this to movement if you've got the space, like I have in the dojo right now. We'll start with my left leg forward into Junzuki Dachi with my left hand up for Jogan Uke, okay? Really important when you're going through your basics is to make sure that your preparation is correct. So your opposite hand comes up to your opposite shoulder, okay? So I've got my left hand up, so my right hand is the one going next, comes up to my shoulder, and it's my little finger that's touching my shoulder as I push through and rotate up. Okay? The key thing as well is getting that silly arching movement in your stances. So if I leave my hands still and you can see my feet, I'm making that semicircle through. That's absolutely vital when we're pushing through with any block. Okay? Now, again, if you haven't got the space to move forward and backwards, okay, you can stand in hyperdash. I'll show you coming closer. There's that shoulder width apart. And again, just to make sure we get our preparation up to the shoulder and rotate, and the other hand coming back into chamber each time. All right, so that is Jodan Uke head level block. You can do, again, slow, medium and full focus. Do 10 on each, it's absolutely fine. That'll give you a good practice to make sure that you're getting the technique right. If you're moving a little bit quicker with your stance, try and lock out your stance as you raise your hand for that block. When it comes to doing full focus, it's about making sure that you move, again, the timing with the stance finishing and the execution of that block, and you're getting that timing right and you're moving it at the right pace. Alright, moving on to that's Junzuki Dachi with Jogan Uke. We're now going to move on to Junzuki Dachi, that's your formal fighting stance again, with Soto Uke, inside hooking block. So preparation comes underneath the arm and we hook across. We're going to start again in that Junzuki Dachi with my left hand and left leg forward. It's important that you do that with your karate because we always start with the left. Okay, mainly because that tends to be the side that most people need to work on, but it's also the most polite side of the pattern. Okay, looking back through the history of training. Alright, so as we're coming through, bring that other hand out of chamber across so it places underneath your elbow. You can see I've got my thumb and my main index finger there coming through. Draw a line up your arm and hook across. Prepare, draw a line up the middle of your arm and hook across. Draw a line up the middle of your arm and hook across. Okay, now again, if you've got space to move, you can do 10, 10 and 10. All slow, medium and full focus. But if you haven't got the room, you can always work on these techniques standing still. It's going to be the same thing, don't need to keep repeating it. But there's my left hand out, prepare underneath the elbow, draw a line up, and as I pull one across, the other hand goes into chamber. From a distance point of view, from the side, you'll see that I've not been pulling it in too tight and I've not been dropping it too low. My fist is in line with my shoulder. So there's one block. As I come across, you can see that that is the distance there. Okay? It's like keeping it at a right angle, but just dropping that elbow so that we can keep that distance and make sure we're getting that hooking block across. Don't shortcut it when you're practicing. Be really purposeful, get the twist right at the end. Okay? And again, 10, 10 and 10. That's going to be the rule going through. Okay? Looking at Uchi Uke now. Now this will be a block that junior grades won't know so much about, but our senior grades will. So I'm going to show this from standing still because it's easier to practice without the movement. Once you've got the right correct positioning, you can add moving forward and backwards in Junzuki Dachi as well. Okay, so the difference is now is my left hand is preparing up to the side. Just to show you where it's preparing, okay, you can see that it's in line with my head, in line with my shoulder. I'm not winding all the way back. So it starts up and rotates across. The movement is across your elbow. Okay, I'll show you from the side. There, it moves across. and you get the little deflection and twist at the end. So it's prepare up and move across into chamber. Prepare up, move across into chamber. Again, take your time, go slow, so you're getting that movement correct. And then when you build up a little bit of understanding about the technique, junior grades particularly, you can then start building up the pace a little bit more. Okay, and that is Uchi-Uke. Okay, we're now going to look at Gedan Barai as well, our lower level sweeping block. Okay, and again, I'm going to show you from standing because we do enough practice up and down the dojo of this technique when we're in stance, but it's making sure that you get the nitty gritty down and the right movement. Okay, so I'm going to start with my left hand down, directly down by my side down. I'm not going out wide and I'm not coming down into the middle. It's in a nice straight line. My preparation starts on the top of my shoulder in the same way head level block, Jodan Uke would. This time I'm going to draw a line down my arm and then twist right at the end. Prepare up on my shoulder and then twist right at the end. Prepare up on my shoulder, twist right at the end. Now again, you can do 10 slow, 10 medium pace and 10 full focus. You can always do more than that, but as we're going through our basics, this will be a good workout for a good 45 minutes to an hour if you give it the time that it deserves. And then again, you can concentrate on each aspect, making sure you get it right. And if you make mistakes, don't worry about it. Go back, start it over again, because that's how we learn. If you think that I don't make mistakes, you're definitely wrong, because I'm only human. Might have a Shihan title, might have that master status, but mistakes will happen because again, I'm human and I want to make sure that I'm doing my best to perfect my technique. So far we've got that head level block, we've got that Soto Uke inside hooking block, we've got the outer block, Uchi-Uke, and we've got that Gedan Barai that we've been going through. Now we're going to look at Gedan Uke. It's similar setup to Uchi-Uke, but instead start with our hand down, and we're going to bring our hand straight down, our opposite hand straight down out of chamber, and then rotate it round across. Hand straight down and rotate across. So hand straight down, rotate across. There and there. To show you from the side, you'll be able to see how far my fist is out. It comes down, rotates across. Down, rotates across. You've got to make sure that we're hitting that twist. So it's there, you can see my fist facing, my palm side of my fist facing outwards, okay? And we're getting that rotation as it comes across past my hips, okay? And those are all the closed hands blocks that we're going to look at, okay? And again, take your time with them, go through them, make sure you're concentrating on the movement. We're going to look at some different blocks as well, okay? Looking at from Pinan Shodan, our Shooter Uke, our knife hand block. This one I will have to do from Mahami no Washidachi, but I will be able to show you the intricacies of the movement up close. Okay, so from long cat stance, the Mahami no Washidachi. Okay, we've looked at this a few times in the last week anyway, when it comes to Pinan Shodan, and that is making sure that the effort is pushing that back knee out. Okay, like so. So that's your shape. Alright, as I'm coming forward. So my preparation, again, I've got my left leg forward, left hand up at a right angle. My preparation is palm towards my opposite cheek. And as I come through, okay, you can see that I've set up my elbow on top of my other hand so that I can then get that rotation and end up with my left hand in the correct hand, back in chamber in the correct place. So it's palm and rotate through. Okay, again, you can see it going really slowly, palm and rotate through. If I do this towards the camera, a little bit more because we're on an angle, palm up to face and rotate through. Okay? To see this up close and a bit more personal for you, there's my positioning at my right angle. Okay, and I'm just going to set it up, offset it away from my face. Normally I put it in line, but just to show you, palm to cheek, there's my rotation, and again it's turning on the elbow, that's really key. There, movement around on the elbow. And if I show you from the side, you can see that there's the right angle, palm to cheek, rotate through, palm to cheek, rotate through. And again, go through it, 10, 10, 10, 10 slow, 10 medium, 10 full focus. If you've got space to move around and you're doing that long cat stance, perfect. But you've got to be wary that if you get the stance incorrect, then you've got to spend some time getting that right. Okay? That summarizes all our basic blocks. Okay? In another video, I'll do some advanced techniques for you to look at as well. Alright? But now let's concentrate on our 5 really basic kicks as well, which is Mai Geri, Mawashi Geri, Sukuta Geri, Ashira Geri. Okay? So that's front kick, round kick, side kick and back kick, but I say 5 kicks, even though it's 4, because we do Mawashi Geri Jodan as well, which is round kick to the head. I will also include hook kick on this one as well. Alright, so we're going to look at front kick, round kick, side kick, back kick and hook kick. Okay, so as you can see from my position in here, if I get that just right, hopefully you can see my feet. I might shuffle back a little bit. Guard up, we're just in a normal fighting guard here. The most important thing is to engage those hands first as you bring that knee up. So this is Mai Geri Chudan front kick to the body. So the first stage is to swap the guard and bring that opposite knee up. From here, make sure you kick out and then put it back into position, keeping the guard up the whole time. So change those hands as you come through, kick up, pull down. Now if you want to take this in some simple stages from the side, okay, stage 1, repeat it here, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, okay? But I want to see some fluidity where we change, kick up and pull down. Okay, and again, make sure it's coming in a straight line. We're not kicking down low, we're not kicking up too high. Okay, it's again, Mai Geri Chudan front kick to the body, kick to the centre and down. You're going to do the same preparation for the majority of the kicks, okay? Because in Wado, that's the style where we're at, where we delay our movement right to the last minute, so our kicks can be a little bit sneaky. Okay, so looking at round kick now, okay, and just go back. 10, 10, 10. Go through your kicks in exactly the same way. 10 slow, 10 medium, 10 full focus. Alright? Round kick now. Change the guard as you bring the knee up. Okay, so we're in this position. Alright? The difference will be now is as you bring the kick out, you turn your bottom foot. Okay? So you can see from there, turning my bottom foot to kick out and then pull it back around again. Turning that bottom foot out and pulling back around again. Okay, to show you from the side, there, and pull it back around again. If you want to do this in stages, absolutely fine. Stage 1, stage 2, you've got to do something slightly different here to get that heel in line with your bum. Stage 3 will be to kick, and stage 4 will be to bring it back down again. But again, want to see some fluidity. So as long as we can get that preparation through the centre and the twist at the end, then you're doing the technique right. Make sure you're doing it on each side, so you're working both legs and getting the most out of working through your basics. Side kick, slightly different for you, okay? Because this is the only one where I'll say preparation has got to come to the side and you've got to turn your body early. Now this is the challenging kick for a lot of people because it's hard to get the movement away from that round kick, okay? That we've just done, round kick there. It's hard to get away from that movement, but the preparation for the Sukuta Geri side kick is here, guard out to the front again, and it's got to be your heel and your knee in a straight line that really make this movement, and you've got to push it out, hit with the blade of your foot, and put it back in again. So I'll show you from the side. So we pair up, guard out, push, back in, and pull round, again to the front. So side, blade of the foot, pull in and down. Now in slow motion it's harder because you've got to deal with leg strength, turning on your foot. So if we can build up some fluidity, then we're in a really key place. Again, don't let the shape of your body change to make that kick look like a round kick. You've got to drive the force with the heel, and it's the blade of the foot that you want to be kicking with. Okay, now we had some requests earlier to go through the back kick with a little bit more detail, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright, now Ashira Geri. I think the key thing is when you're going through it in class, we always have our front foot turn, we come back, we kick up, twist, at the end. And that's a really challenging movement. So do it from a standing position, so you don't have to have all those twists and turns in. Okay? So I'm going to put my left leg forward, which means I'm going to kick with my right leg. Okay? So I'm glancing over my shoulder to know where I'm kicking. Preparation comes to the front. You've really got to drive through with your heel in. Alright? So show you one more time. There. Glancing over my shoulder so I know where I'm kicking and I'm bringing it back. Okay? A lot of you will scoop. Okay? It's only natural. A lot of you will kick and twist. Okay? It's quite a natural thing to happen early on. Okay? But be focused, be still with your movement. So it's there, kick up, back in, down. Okay? So even while I'm talking to you, it's hard because I'm wobbling. So if you don't mind, I'm going to shut up for a moment and concentrate on this technique so you can see exactly what's happening. Now if I want to add turns into that, you'll notice that it won't happen until my knee is back into its chamber position before, well, after the kick and before I move. And then turn. And again, it's one of those that you've got to take your time with, okay? Always glance over your shoulder as you're kicking. So you can open up those hips and get that kick going a little bit higher. So if I was standing upright and doing it straight from here, I'm looking over my shoulder, preparation and down. So over my shoulder, preparation and down. Okay, and you can see from my foot shape that if I do it from behind here, that my foot goes off on a 45-degree angle, but it's the heel that does the kicking. There, it's the heel that is the driving force. Okay? Now I've also had a couple of requests to look at hook kicks as well. Alright, so I'll add that in for the video now. Alright? But with any of these kicks, with any of the techniques and your basics, spend time working on it slowly, on each side, left side and right. Do 10 slow, 10 medium, 10 full focus, and if it doesn't feel like it's been good enough, and you feel like you could do work on it more, then do more. 10 is just the minimum. There's nothing stopping you to do a lot more than that. Okay, when it comes to your hook kick, your preparation is up to the centre, but we're going to have a full rotation of our body on the back leg to enable us to get that hook kick round. Now, I'm not going to look at competition hook kicks, which is stopping up and pulling down. We're going to look at the hook kicks that come straight through. Okay, so from fighting guard here, I'm going to need to step forward on this one. So knee up to the centre, slightly off. You can see that it's going off at an angle. It's not dead straight here. That would be dead straight for the front kick. You can see this slightly going off to the side, towards my left. Okay, so guard up there and hook around. So I'm going up and hooking around. So it's there and hook. The idea is I'm using, and I'll show you down low, I'm using the back of my foot to make that hooking motion around there. Okay, back of my foot, that's where I'm hitting with, base of my foot. Okay, and again, if you can stretch up, okay, and let speed and motion take over, you'll be able to get that nice balanced approach to it. Okay, again, do it slowly. If you can't do it high, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, then take your time and do it at waist height. So you come up, hook, and down. Okay, show it on the other side. Come up, hook, and down. All right. From a side view, just so you've got a clearer option as well. There, up to the side, hook, and down. Hook, and down. What's really important is what you're doing with the base leg as well. So I might need to come back a bit so you can see my feet. Okay. Watch my bottom foot. See that rotation? My bottom leg is pointing off and it's almost done a full 180 from its original position. It's there facing ahead, it's doing 180 degrees so my toes are facing the other way. That opens up my hips and allows me to get the hook, the kick that I'm after. Okay? So have a little work on that. Take your time, do it at stomach level first, and build up the height as we progress. You can always have a family member to hold out a cushion or focus mitt if you've got them at home, to then make contact with all of these techniques so that you know where you're hitting, okay, and where we're making the impact points, all right? Because particularly with our punches and our kicks, if we're not hitting with the right parts of our body, you'll feel it. It's like with front kick, you need the toes pulled back. If your toes are down, facing down like that, okay, that's going to be a real challenge. You're going to have some broken toes when you make contact with something, okay? But look at those basics, take your time with them, okay? Do 10 each on each side and go through the process of doing your punches, your kicks, your blocks. Now if we go back to the strikes a little bit, okay, just now that we've gone through the main bulk of our early syllabus, I want you to have a little go at getting back fists right, because again, when it comes to doing some combinations, which I'll show in a moment, the back fists come into play quite a lot. And they also come into play with our katas as well, particularly with our early pin hands, and even later on when we're doing our Goju influenced kata, okay, for our black belts. Okay, so we're going to start with our side back fist, okay, and the key things here is where you prepare, all right? So from our chamber position, okay, what we're going to do, okay, is lead with the elbow, the back fist comes out, and you can see the flicking movement in my wrist before pulling it back into chamber. Elbow up, flick, pull it back and down, okay? Now, elbow up, flick and pull back down. Elbow up, flick and pull back down. So slow motion again, elbow up, just to show you where I'm pointing. So my fist isn't down and pushed in, it's my index finger and thumb that are just on my chest. So it's there to get the elbow up, and I twist, flick and pull it back in, okay? Those are your back fists from the side. We're going to look at front back fists as well. And this is where we'll start by putting our hands in towards each other like this, elbows in tight, okay? And standing, you can see me standing sideways on so you can see what's going to happen. I'm going to bring my right hand out, flick down and pull that back into chamber. Left hand goes out, flick down, pull back into chamber. Okay, to make sure we're aiming for the bridge of the nose. There and back. It's going to look different on the camera view here. But we want to try and build up speed. So there's the slow motion. Going out, flick and down. Purposeful. Medium pace. Let's try and get a little bit of fluidity and being relaxed on your wrists but tensed everywhere else. Here and then full focus. You really want to try and put some pace on those techniques. Okay. Looking at elbow strikes as well, okay? Rising Hijiati and Mawashi MPs as well. So that's round elbow strikes, rising elbow strikes. So again, for senior students, this would be really great for you. Okay, so starting with your hands in chamber, I'm going to come across for the round elbow strike first. Funnily enough, it's the same preparation as it would be as if you were doing the back fist. The only difference is you leave it there. As you can see from the side, leave it in place. And you can see index finger and thumb on my chest. And you can see that I'm bringing my elbow just past the centre line of my face to make sure that it's working. Okay? And when one hand is doing something, the other hand is always back in chamber. Okay? And that rising elbow strike now, we're going to close our fist and we're going to put our palm side close to our ear and bring that elbow across into the centre line. And do it slowly, coming up and in. Up and in. We've got to make sure that we keep our fist that way towards our ear. And again, that elbow is dropping just under the chin line. If I show you from the side, just under that chin line, there. Okay, now that goes through all of our basics, okay, from blocks, from punches to blocking, to kicking, and I really want you to spend some time going through that and working hard on those areas so that you can maintain the effectiveness of your technique going through your kata and into kumite. All right? Enjoy, folks.